everybody. Karina here. It's Jules too. We're gonna go over how to use a booty band. So Jules has a gray one, so you'll be able to see it against her black pants, but these are the ones we have in this studio. And they're adjustable, so they're fabric, they get washed after every use, and you can make them tighter to give yourself more of a challenge or looser. And how you would do that is just thread it through, pull the tail, that's gonna make it tighter. There's these loops here if you wanna fold it into the loops so that tail isn't flying around. And the same thing to make it looser, we just feed the tail end through and then pull here. It's gonna make it taut so that it's not gonna come apart. If you don't have a little bit of a tail here, it could come apart. So you always wanna make sure that you can at least see our logo and our name here so that it doesn't fly apart during class.
I have done that. It's not enjoyable.
So a couple ways we can use these. We're gonna actually start with the arm work before we move into the leg. I would say that using these for arms is not quite as common as using them for legs, but they can be used for arms. So the first thing she'll do is place her wrists or her hands, but usually I do wrists or right below the wrist, so your forearms in that band, and she'll reach them forward out in front of her. I like that you're on the diagonal actually. So yeah.
Mine will be on my hands because I have my watch on. So all you Apple Watch users, I got you.
Or slide your watch up, or that.
True.
So she'll bring her hands up to about shoulder width distance apart, and we can slightly move them apart, hands apart a little, and back to center, and apart, and back to center. Really, really small movement, really, really effective. We can do this out in front of us, we can do it overhead. A couple different ways to do that. So it's just like a real kind of small movement. We can also hold isometrically wide. So we can widen it and hold there.
It's super slight, but I can tell you right now, my arms are about to start shaking.
So go ahead and pause. Another great use for the band, and I feel like I underutilize this when I teach classes, it is so helpful, is to slide that band up above your elbows. And is yours on the, yeah, you're gonna want the band usually pretty loose for this. And Jules is gonna come down into a push-up position. I guess I don't need to have my band. All right, so from her push-up position, this is practicing for a tricep push-up. If you come to yoga, we do this quite frequently in our chaturangas or high to low push-up. This is also a great tool for your yoga practice. Bend your elbows, and she's gonna let that band hold her body right across her chest. Yeah, and then she'll be able to press back up. Spread your fingers wide, press them all the way down. Yep, bend. And back up. How's that feel? It's tough.
It's a workout.
It helps to support you a little bit though, so that you're not holding all of your weight up. That band is actually helping to hold up a little bit. So this is a great option if you're just working on building that arm strength back up, if you're recovering from an injury, or you're looking to hug the elbows in as you lower into that low push-up form. You're not gonna go all the way down to the mat when you're doing this. You're just gonna go to the point where you feel that band taking on some weight, and then you'll push back up. Whew, beautiful. Making her sweat tonight. The last thing we'll go over with the band is what you'll see most often above the thighs, or above the knees, sorry, above the knees.
So,
Body parts are.
we'll get them right one day.
One day, just like rights and lefts, right?
Exactly.
All right, go ahead and stand up for me. Whoop. Okay, beautiful. So when you're standing, you're gonna wanna keep some tension against the sides of that band so it doesn't fall down to your ankles. So if you're like moving around or whatever, you're gonna keep at least a hip's width distance apart. Go ahead and find a squat position, whatever that is for you. And as she drops it down, you'll see that her thighs are pressing out into the band, her booty goes back, and then you can stand it back up.
Yeah. Side view for me.
There we go.
Same thing. So just sinking down low.
Good.
And up.
So you can use the band there. There's all kinds of things we can do with the band when it's around our thighs, or we can even drop it to our ankles. I know I didn't prep you for this one, but we're just gonna go. We're gonna roll with it here.
We're gonna roll with it. Keeping me on my toes.
Jules loves that.
I
Roll
do.
with
That's
it.
my phrase.
So we're gonna keep a soft bend in her legs here. And she's going to go all the way to the end of your mat here and then face them.
Okay.
Totally, yes. And it's gonna be real small steps where she'll pick up in the position we're in here. She'll pick up her left leg and step it wider. And then right foot in to the point where there's still tension on the band. And then she'll continue to kind of walk to the side. I call these sidewalks. There's probably a more formal name for them, but and then she can walk it back the other way.
Just inching along.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a huge movement, but the point is it's intentional and that we are using the whole leg, not just the ankle, to make that step. These are just some of the exercises that you may see with our booty bands here. Of course, I'm sure there's a whole bunch more. We're not gonna cover them all in this video, but if you come check out a class, we would love to introduce you to some of them.
And we'll show you firsthand. But thanks for checking this out with us. And if you have any questions, let us know.